Welcome to this new episode of Devops course on Linux. In today episode, we are going to let me see. Give me a sec because I don't know why this is not recording my screen. Okay, right now, in today's episode, we are going to cover about ACL or access control lists. This is about how we can assign a better way permissions. Maybe you can assign more permission per file or per folder, because if you are you used to see the folders and files in the following format. About you already know about the permission format: read, write, and execute. If there is this one, that means there are not permission to perform this action. In this case, write. In this case, execute, and in this case, read. And these first two permissions are related to the user file, maybe, or the author, but the author could change, so it's not the author at all. This one is about Debian, and the second one is about the group. Okay, this one, the second one is about the group, in this case also the group Debian, and the last one is about others. You already know about this, but ACL allows to include more users and more groups per file, per folder or per file. So first of all, we are going to split this section in 3 different videos, and in each video, for this case, in the first one, we are going to talk about ACL theory and how to use the basic commands. In the second one, we are going to see how to assign ACL per users and relate other commands. And in the third one, or last one, we are going to see an example. It could be a bit complex, because we are going to talk about different users, different files and folders, and different permissions. So we are going to use a ScullyDraw and maybe use a visual representation to avoid to lose the idea. So we are going to start with the basic command, and is about to know if we have the ACL installed on our system. The basic command, but not effective at all, is this one about mount and use grep ACL. In my case, I already have installed ACL, but if you don't have installed ACL, the other way to see if you have ACL already installed is using the 2 important commands to assign and read ACL directives. In this case is get FACL, that stands for get file access control list, about the permissions. And if you see any kind of output, you already have installed ACL. And the other one is set FACL, assign a file access control list. And as you can see, in my case, I already have installed this. So let's start with the get FCL. And first of all, I want to see that if we don't assign at this moment ACL to a file, we are going to see this information, but better explained. So let's see. Let's use the team folder. Look the information about it. If you already know how this format works, you see, okay, Debian, group, others, author, the main group. So let's use get FCL to see more information about this folder. So get FCL and the team folder. So you can see the first one is about information and important information about the file or folder name, the owner, in this case Debian, the group, and in this case htop user, and maybe other information. Other important hint is about the set group ID. If you have if you use h on he plus s team. Okay, I don't remember. Give me a sec. Okay, I forget. It's not ch on. It's about chmod g plus s theme, and this folder has the inherent permission active, and you can see that in this way because we already have the S. But also if we use the get fcl acl theme, you see we have the other line about information. This is about the flags, and remember S is about the GID directive. So, and the other information is about user group editor, but better than explained. And maybe this format, it will be useful to understand because we have the entity type, in this case user, double colon, and the permission. This double column is because between of these two, we have the, in the future, maybe the group name about if we are going to add another group or another user. And I think that's all. And any other important information is about the mask. Mask has two purposes. The first one is to tell you about what is the most high or the highest permission have a folder or a file. That means, for example, actually, well, just right now, the mask, the mask for the theme folder is read, write, and execute. That means because we have this is the highest permission level, so that will be the mask. Once we add the ACL, we will see the mask. Why this works in this way? Okay, the mask is important because, as you can see, if I clear my terminal and use this one, you see, let's add a ACL to see how this folder change. So to add a ACL, we are going to use sudo. Sudo is important because ACL gonna change permissions, and you know all about permissions are important. So we have the M. I love this command set ACL because we are going to use the same command to add and remove ACL's policies, and you are going to use M to modify and X to remove. I tell you this because if you remember, for example, once you want to add a user to a group, you have to use a user mod, in this case A uppercase and G otherwise A lowercase and G uppercase. And if you want to remove an user from a group, you have to use G pass WD that is not has not correlation with pass WD, and you have to G at the beginning, and also you have to use the D flag. And in this way, you can remove a user from a group. In this case, you have to you just have to use the same command for both actions, just changing in this case M or X. So let's continue with that, and we are going to use the following format, and at the end the folder's name, in this case theme. So as you can see, and if you are familiarized, or if you used to or already understand how the format works in Linux, you remember the columns works as separators, and in this case we have 3 different columns of information. In the first one, we are going to talk about the entity, and the entity depends because you can use different. The parentheses will be used only for the demonstration, because in the real command you don't have to use the parentheses, and in this case you can use the following the following params. In this case you are going to use G if you are talking about a policy related with a group. You can use a U if you are talking about a user. You are going to use O if you are going to talk about others, and if you are going to use M if you are going to modify the mask. So in my case, I am going to use G. In the following column, I am going to specify the group's name. If you don't remember, we are going to continue using the Okay, I'm sorry because I don't remember the short command. So I'm going to use ATC groups. You can see I already have two groups. In my case, HTOP users or Grupo A. Remember, I used to record this video also in Spanish. So in this case, let's use group A. So let's use this group. So let's go back to the command. In the second column, we are going to use group A, and in the last one column is about the permission. In my case, I'm not pretty sure if you can use the number notation. Let's use number notation, and in this case, I'm going to use 0 0. Well, this doesn't make sense because remember the number notation is about author, group, and others. In this case, is just one. So in my case, I'm going to use the this one character that I don't know how to pronounce in English, and the executable permission. So once or upon we add this information, let's see first of all the ls. And if you see, you are going to notice something about this one. And if we have another character about plus, this plus character indicates us that these rules are not enough because there are more rules over this file or folder. So yeah, there is more rules. These rules are not all the rules. So let's see what rules are in the theme folder. So getf ACL theme folder, and as you can see, we have two new lines, and it's about a new group. And as you can see, we have group because that is the inside quotation mark entity type. The second one is the group's name, in this case group A, and the last one is the permission. But the other new one is the mask. I already told you the mask is about the... Okay, I'm sorry. I would like to make a remark about this because the mask is just or only relate with the ACL policies. That means it's not about the highest permission for all entities. It will be only the highest permission for the ACL entities. So in this case, the well, compared to the group, if we are going to talk about group, the highest permission for the groups will be RX, read, and execute. But this max is also assigned automatically or also assigned manually. Automatically is maybe calculate automatically, and that means it will be use the highest permission for the ACL rules. That means, for example, is important that notation because let's see, for example, we are a user administrator in the server, and you see, hey, well, let's imagine this folder only has only has the read permission for author, group, and others. But if you notice this plus character, you see, oh, wait a moment, not all permission are suitable for reading because we have another ACL permission. So let's see the ACL permissions. So once you see the ACL permissions for the theme folder, you are going to see, oh, wait a moment, user, group, and other, for example, have readable. Imagine, because in this case is not about that. But if you see, for example, we have another group, the group A, and as you can see, the group A will only have the executable permission. And maybe I think that's all. So it's important to, if we see the plus character, be meticulous or be care about, hey, we have another users or another groups add into the folder permission. So that's the reason why we see this plus, because we have more permission that we have to see through the get ACL command. So maybe if you're asking how to set the mask to a certain permission, you have to use sudo set ACL m modify, but also the m, because we are talking about mask. We don't have to specify a user or group name, because in this case it doesn't make sense. And for example, the permission and the highest permission are read, write, and execute, and the file, in this case theme. Let's see, let's specify that. And if you see theme again, you see the mask. Now the mask is not automatically, it's just manually, and in this case we see the highest permission we can specify in this file is all. So as the last one command I want to show you is about how to remove a group, in this case from a file. So you have to use sudo set ACL x instead of m, and you are going to specify the entity, in this case the group, and the group name in this case is group A. So let's see, you don't have to specify permission because we are going to remove, not give permissions. And at the least we have to specify the folders or file name, in this case theme. So once we remove this, we can check again get FCL theme, and as you can see, we maybe have modified the mask, but also the group A are not longer in the ACL policies in the folder theme. So I hope this video was helpful, and see you in the next time. Bye bye.